Welcome to the lesson Arrays Part 1. What is an array? Array is an ordered list, meaning that every element in this list has an ordered place. For example, let's create a list. For example, list of names. At the first place we have John. The first place is called zeroth place. Second place has the first one index. We have Paul. In the second index, which is the third place, we have Samantha, and so on. So this list is ordered in that we know that at the second index we'll have Samantha, at the zeroth index there is John, and the order is very important. How do you declare an empty array? Well, you would declare an array just like you declare a variable or a constant. So you use the word var to indicate that array is variable, it can be changed. So variable, let's say cities, and you start and end a square bracket, and inside you will write the data type that will be part of the array. So the array of cities will have strings in it, so you'll write string, and since you want to declare an empty array, you will start and end a square bracket. So this is declaring an empty array of cities. There is another syntax that you can use: variable cities to colon, start of square bracket and end of square bracket, string is equal to empty array. So cities 2 is also another, both are declaring cities, and cities 2 both are declaring an empty array of strings. Similarly, if our intention was to declare a number array, we would have said something like this: double and this, okay? And you can also declare by inference. For example, variable num array is equal to, you put an element in it like 3.0. So that is indicating that you are planning to declare, sorry, num array has to be another name because num array has already been declared above. So I'll call it num array 2. So a num array has an array which has 3 in it, 3.0 in it. So this, by an inference, Swift knows that this is an array of doubles. You could have one element in it or two element in it, or as many as you want. So you can declare by inference as well. Let's create two variables so that we can learn more about, let's create two arrays so that we can learn more about them. Variable cities array is equal to Paris, New York, Berlin, Mumbai. We have a cities array which has 4 elements in it. Let's create a numbers array. Variable primes is equal to 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and so on. I hope I haven't missed any prime. So I mean, so on, you don't write the so on in the array, so you have to remove that. So this primes array has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements in it, and the index goes up to 6 because it starts from 0, 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index, 4 index, 5 index, and 6 index. So you can access the you can access individual elements of this array by using subscripts notation. For example, cities array to subscript will bring you the the element at the second index. Okay, so this is equal to your Berlin. Okay, similarly, uh, primes 5 will bring you 13 because 13 is at the fifth index. Okay, and the primes 0 is obviously the first element of the primes array, which is 2. So this is how you access elements using the subscript notation. Remember that if you access primes 8, index 8, remember index 8 is not present in the array. If you try to do something like this, it will return an error. It will say out of bound error, or the index 8 doesn't exist. So let's try to run this and check. So execution was interrupted, but when you will be doing programming in Xcode, it will give you an explicit error, out of bounds error. Okay, so how do you avoid such a mistake? Is by putting a simple check if the index you want to put uh, is less than the count of elements in the array, then you do something like this, otherwise you won't. So primes.count returns the number of elements in the array. So primes have 7 elements in it, so it will return 7. So 8 is less than 7 is not true, so this will not print. So you will avoid that error. Okay, so similarly, how do you append and insert elements in an array, and how do you remove elements in an array? So append will, as we have seen in the case of strings, append will append an element towards the end of the array. So let's say cities array dot append new element string. You append, let's say, California. So now cities array has California at the end of it. Okay, so you can run and check that as well. So you have California at the end. Similarly, if you wanted to insert a city somewhere at any index, you can do that using insert at dot insert new element at. What do you want to insert? Let's say we want to insert London at, let's say, first position. So after Paris there will be London. Similarly, you can remove first element by using removeFirst, removeLast, and you can also remove uh, at a certain index. For example, prime variable primes. Let's remove 3 here. We need to say that remove an element at the first index. So primes dot remove at first index. So now primes won't have 3 in it. See? So this concludes our part 1 of arrays. In part 2, we'll learn about more functions, more methods on arrays. Thank you very much.